You want to know how to build a realistic looking parking lot in Planet Coaster 2, and I'm going to show you how. Hello, I'm Czardus, and I make chill beginner's guides and tutorials to help you become a better gamer. So hit that subscribe button if you want to get better at simulation and city builder games. Today, I am going to show you how I get a parking lot that looks kind of like this, a very realistic style. You get the idea of what it's going to look like. It is very simple. You have a couple of steps. First of all, you want to get the pavement. So to get the pavement in, we just go to Path, and then we go to Stamp Builder, go to Square, and you want to change, that was not what I wanted. You want to come back in here, and of course, you want to remove that. I'm going to demolish it really quick, and then come back in here, and you want to go up here to Customize Style, and you want to do an asphalt, which is here, asphalt path area. We're going to do black, yep. And then you can just put in a grid. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is what I actually prefer, and that is to do the draw tool. So that way we can get all of the length that we want. You just have to be careful. You can only make a drawing so big to start with. So we're going to come along here. We're running out of space. So we're like running out of length. We're going to build our path like that. And then I want this one. This one is not going to have buses. Like over here, I put in the bus path. This one is just going to be for actual parking. And we'll just come along like this. So that is step one. I'll come back and finish the rest of what I want a little later. And then, of course, I want to just connect it here. So I'm going to do a standard path. That's not going to work because it goes out like that. So what I'm going to do instead is bring it along like that. And that can be one way into the parking lot here. Of course, then I need to move my trees. These are just simple little things that you can do as you're building. Okay, and then once you have your path in, you need to get the lines. So what I like to use is the wooden support beam. So we'll go to Scenery and search wooden support beam. We need to be in all scenery. And here we get some. There's round. We want square. You can do 2 meter, 4 meter, or 8 meter. I tend to go on the higher side because when you're looking at this, you're going to look at it from a distance. And so that gets the whole idea with fewer objects being used. You can see the buggy is a little bit small for the space, but the van fits just fine. So I think it makes sense, even though 8 meters is what, like 24 feet, which I think is bigger than what parking lot lines typically are. But we're going to come in here and we'll change them to white. And then we'll hit the letter X to get the gyro up, and hit it again, and then you can turn it. But I want it to be a little bit more set than that. We'll come back in here and hit X again, do angle snap, so I know that we're going flat here, and then come back into this one, and you want it to be visible, but not sticking up too much. So by default, it was like that high. That's not going to look right. You want it to look like paint. But if you go too low, then as you zoom out, it will disappear. So you do need to have it be up a tiny bit, like there. That should be about good. So now we've got that, and we want to, of course, get it into position. So we'll go ahead and just use the letter M, and we'll move it here, and then hit X again to get this rotation up. And we've got angle snap turned on. Want that beam, yep. Let's come back in here going to bring it back in here and then rotate it some more without angle snap on. And then just fine tune this to get it right about there. And then we'll come in and we'll do Control and X at the same time to copy it. And here it can be useful to bring in, let's come over here and we'll copy this van, Control D to copy, and then hold Z to rotate it. And that is going to give us about the right spacing here. Yeah, that should be good. So then we're just going to continue to do this. And from here on out, I eyeball it a bit and just assume that, okay, that's about right. And so we'll get lines all the way in there, and you can turn them as you go along to get that the way you want it to. Then you want to add some details. And so details, I've got lamps in here. And then I also have these modular planters, which I kind of used to try to block so no cars can accidentally go too fast there. And then also where my paths come in, I put in angled lines like that to make it a little bit more realistic there too, because they would not have anybody parking there, of course. And then to get people to actually walk on here, what I've done is this building here is the coach guest entrance, and you can find that by going in here. And of course, it's not scenery, it's a facility. So we're going to search in here and go to all, and then you get these different options. You can have a ferry or a coach. And so I've put two here. We've got one here and then one over here, and that gets the people walking through the parking lot to get there, because of course this is all a path. They're able to walk all over it, and that works just fine. These are just decorative coaches. They are found in scenery. So that's pretty much it. That's how we get a realistic parking lot. It takes time to get the lines in, but once you do, you get a pretty good feel for it. I would then also probably put an exit over this way somewhere, because like over on this one, they can come in, and the idea is that they can drop guests off here, or they can come over here and park, and then they have to exit this way. That's kind of how I've set this one up a bit, and it's designed to kind of be a hotel here with a park behind it. So that's what I've done. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find a good way to do it on your own as well and get a good design. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.